All right, guys, welcome back to another video with Shaman J. Heavy duty cases on ultra thin phones. This is a topic that I was watching My Project 13. Shout out to My Project 13. Shout out to Anthony. How you doing? If you haven't seen his channel, you know who he is. Go check him out if you haven't. My Project 13. He had a good topic, and I agree with him. Even though I don't work in an industry anymore that will require a heavier duty case, I think more people probably should use these types of cases when you're buying these very expensive phones. So this is a case that I got in from VRS. It's a VRS design case, and this is for the Z Flip. Now, this has hinge protection. It has a tempered glass built into the actual front display. Now, when I did this video, I didn't want to remove the current tempered glass, and some people actually got a little upset about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge myself, because remember, I don't work in an industry anymore that requires me to use such a heavy duty case. And this isn't really a heavy duty case, folks. This is actually just a sturdy case. But if you remember, I used to wear OtterBox all the time. Got joked about that. Sub case, I still wear those. It's just, these cases are made to protect your device. And I think more people should buy these types of cases because they can save your product from drops. Now, I'm not a case person at all. Furthermore, when I did walk outside, with this phone, with a case, it was the thin boring case right here, and it has the MagSafe and everything, but and it has the front piece. This is what I was rocking if I went outside with a case on for whatever reason. But typically my phone is like this. It's just no case, nothing. And I just throw it in my pocket. There's some advantages to wearing a case though. They give you grip. And this particular case right here, I just grabbed this case. I still had it laying around, and it just helps out with these phones in particular. So I'm going to challenge myself to actually wear this for a week, and I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to just use this phone with this case, because for me it's a challenge, because I don't typically wear cases most of the time. But to his point, Anthony, My Project 13, I think there's more people that should be wearing these kind of cases, because I'll go around and I see people with cracked screens and just banged up phones. And I think if you're spending, yes, there are other phones cases out there that are probably thinner in form factor, but these types of cases still have a thin frame on them, thin form factor, but they provide a little bit more cushion and they provide more protection. There's a lot of cases out here that don't have hinge protection for the flip or the fold. And some of you guys ask for it, and then when some of you guys get it, you don't like the implementation of it. So case in point here is the case that when I go outside with a case with the Fold 7, this to me is the best iteration because it's thin, but it has hinge protection. But this isn't a case that's going to protect your phone probably from a real serious drop. Your phone will probably get damaged pretty bad if that phone were to be dropped in that case. So I'm going to go ahead and put on this case here. I'm going to remove this tempered glass, and I'm actually going to try this out. I'm going to wear this for a week and see if it makes any difference in how I feel about, these types of cases. Because remember, I was a little biased to OtterBox back in the day. I loved OtterBox. This case from VRS comes with a screen protector, tempered glass at that. So it just pops on like this. This is a tempered glass built into the case, folks. So it's actually saving you when you think about it. It's saving you a little bit of money because they're giving you a case with a tempered glass. See, that went on nice and simple. And now I have hinge protection. So I'm going to pop this back portion on. Oh man, I challenged myself. Already I'm kind of like, dang it, this is too bulky for me. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because there's probably more consumers out there that should be using this style of case for protection. They really should, because you're spending a lot of money on these phones. You need to have your phone protected. I got to push this down on here. Okay. Oh, I need to use the little with VRS. Here's what you need to do with theirs. There's a little tab here. It's going to help promote so it doesn't move around. And I'll show you one more thing about this case that I think is pretty nice. I'm going to put this on here. Let's put it on like this. Let's get it really snug down in there. Because it was kind of moving around a little bit because inside this case doesn't have as much grip or whatever. But now it won't move around. It won't slide around at all because I put the little adhesive strip in the back, and that's not going to do anything. But another thing about this case I think is pretty good, and why I'm willing to try this case, is it has the MagSafe technology. It's a strong magnet too. So there's different, I have battery packs and stuff too. So, I think a lot of people who have these phones like this could be something that you should look into, man. I'm not telling you that, everyone out there needs to go out and buy this particular case, but this case is considered a little bulky. But by today's standards, we need some protection like this. We're going to need some heavy duty protection for these phones because they're getting thinner. And this one is a good implementation of, what a phone case could be like to give you still thin, protect a thin frame, but still you got a bigger lip around it on the front now than I had before. And this has a glass built in, which is great. I have camera modules on here, so it worked well with that. That's not an issue. But I can sit it down like this now in any orientation. Now it still sits up. Okay, cool. So it does sit up. If this phone gets dropped in any way, I don't think it's going to get damaged at all. I just don't. It'd have to be something that's just the right specific angle to pop off the front and rip off the back, which, but if this was a phone was to get driven over or something like that, obviously it can be destroyed. But I just feel like the heavy duty case talk and conversation, I think is legit. I think that there's nothing wrong with wearing these types of cases on there, on these phones, these expensive phones, because in reality, these cases cost less than the ultra thin cases, and they're going to protect more. That's just the truth. It's not a shot at any OEM or anything like that. It's just a fact. These cases are going to do better. They're going to, and they look good. This case looks really good. Obviously, I went with the blue because of the blue phone, but there's multiple cases, colors and stuff that you can get. So I'll leave links to these down below. I'm going to challenge myself to give myself 5 days. I'm going to try to do it at least for 5 days and just not take this off, because I do have a follow-up. So if you see a video, future videos with this on, if I'm recording within the time frame you see this case on, I'll remind you that that's why I'm doing it. But you have full hinge protection, which is something that these phones need for a lot of people. You can see how it is there. With this particular case, I just wish they would have done blue around the front too. But other than that, it is technically a little uniform for you, and it's actually pretty good. So, Anthony, good conversation video, good piece. And now I'm going to join this little challenge here. Now, Anthony works in a situation. This video isn't about him, but just some context. If you haven't seen his video, he works in the meat industry. So he's around like heavy duty stuff, machinery, and he's cutting stuff and he's banging knives and stuff around. So the chance of him damaging his phone if it's naked is very much so. So, but I think this case, I think I can do it with this case. I'm be honest, I don't think I could do it with the fold. I don't think I could wear a heavy duty case on this phone because it doesn't slide into the pocket as easy. But I can probably do it with this phone right here because it folds away, and that's just the truth. And it's coming from somebody who, I typically don't wear cases. So this is a challenge for me because I haven't rocked with an OtterBox in I don't know when, and I actually haven't worn a sub case like the heavier rugged style in a long time. And even when I was wearing those, I haven't worked in a rugged industry in years. I just liked how they looked, how they felt. They gave the phones grip. It just felt better. And it really wasn't about too much protection for me at that point. It was just, I really like these style cases. And now that I have this on, it's a good looking case, man. It's a good looking case. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to try this to wear this straight through for 5 days. And I'm really hoping I can do it. But if I can't, I will let you know that I could not do it. Anyway, Good convo here. Heavy duty cases. How do you feel about them? I'll leave a link to this series here in the description if you want to pick yours up. Some people, you have to have these cases or you just enjoy them. It's just that simple. And I'm one of those people that kind of, I used to really heavily enjoy these style cases, but I've kind of moved on and just went caseless in the years back. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Hope you're enjoying your Z Flip 7. I'll be following up on this phone as well. Stay tuned and stay locked.